Hi, I'm Nadia, and my presentation for this class is on Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was born June 30th in 1966 in Brownsville, New York. In his early childhood, Tyson was placed in a residential facility in upstate New York due to his behavioral issues. At age 12, Tyson was taken into the home of Cus D'Amato and Camille Ewald. D'Amato ended up becoming Tyson's mentor and trainer, and Tyson left school after 10th grade to become a boxer full-time. Initially in his professional career, he was very successful and thought of as unbeatable, and in 1985, unfortunately, D'Amato died and Tyson experienced the loss of a parent. In 1992, Tyson's boxing career and personal life derailed due to his conviction of rape, resulting in him being sentenced to 6 years in an Indiana prison. Ultimately, his sentence was reduced for good behavior, and he was released after serving 3 years of his sentence. He resumed his boxing career, but many were concerned about his emotional stability. On June 28, 1997, Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield were boxing for the heavyweight champion of the world. During the fight, Tyson committed a major foul by biting his opponent, Holyfield. And the theory behind the foul was that Tyson acted out of frustration over the fact that Holyfield was on the verge of winning the fight. Tyson had 2 points deducted, and when the fight resumed, Tyson bit off a piece of Holyfield's ear. Tyson was then disqualified, and Holyfield was declared the winner of the fight. After the fight with Holyfield, the Nevada State Athletic Commission fined him $3 million and revoked his boxing license. Therefore, in order to resume boxing, he had to attempt to persuade the commission that he would not behave outrageously anymore like he did in the fight with Holyfield. The commission stated he would be able to reapply for a new license after a year, and when a year went by, he applied for a New Jersey boxing license on July 17, 1998. This made the Nevada Commission very angry because Tyson's decision was perceived as a way to try to avoid having to confront with the Nevada Commission about his behavior at the Holyfield match. The Nevada Commission made it known to the New Jersey Commission that his Nevada license was revoked and reminded them that the boxing federal laws require that states recognize the rulings of other state commissions when it comes to suspending a license to box. That's when Tyson realized he had found a loophole in the system because his license was revoked and not suspended, so the New Jersey Commission had to take his application into consideration. Tyson had had a New Jersey boxing license previously from 1990, but never renewed it, so it was required for him to be in a public hearing to state why he should get his license back. And the New Jersey Commission decided to hold a public hearing so that it would be part of public legal record. Prior to the hearing, Tyson was required to see a psychologist, Dr. Burt Rothman, who testified on his behalf at the hearing, stating that Tyson had no signs of mental disturbance, and he will not be prone to partake in the behavior demonstrated at the Holyfield fight again. He showed remorse for his actions at that fight and said that he had just snapped. As for the rape conviction that was brought up, he stated that it gave him an opportunity to seek mental health treatment. After having to continuously defend himself at the hearing during the closing arguments, he snapped and said, "How many effing times do I have to say this?" Tyson then withdrew his New Jersey application before the board returned with their decision, and he would seek to have his Nevada license reinstated after the Nevada Commission would require Tyson to undergo a very thorough mental health evaluation. That mental health evaluation was to determine Tyson's psychiatric status, and it was conducted by a team of experts from the Law and Psychiatry Service at the Massachusetts General Hospital. Members of the team included 2 psychiatrists, 2 neurologists, 1 clinical psychologist, and 1 neuropsychologist. The Nevada Commission wanted questions answered about Tyson's mental health, such as what was Tyson's psychiatric diagnosis, what treatment is needed if the diagnosis is found, is Tyson able to handle stress in unpredictable situations, what was the probability that Tyson would commit another major foul, and does the team believe he is mentally fit to comply with the rules of boxing? Essentially, the team of experts were trying to determine if Tyson was too violent to step into the boxing ring. Now, in a 10-page report, it showed that Tyson had behavioral problems at an early age. At around the time of the Holyfield fight, Tyson was experiencing depression due to many financial and personal problems. And the reason for him snapping during the fight was because he got a cut from a headbutt by Holyfield, and the referee did not respond to it, so Tyson determined that this was now a street fight instead of a prize fight. A psychologist determined that Tyson was very sensitive to negative evaluations about himself, and he had high self-esteem, which led to violent behavior. The neurological evaluation determined that his EEG and MRI tests for abnormal brain function were normal. And even though Tyson has been hit in the head and assaulted many times throughout his life, there were no abnormalities in his motor responses, memory, language, or judgment. One very mild and subtle problem that was found was Tyson's executive functioning, which is controlled by the frontal lobes of his brain. Executive functioning is the ability to initiate new ways of responding when circumstances or situations change. The neuropsychologist found evidence of the same issue of executive functioning and with impulse control, and that he was unable to predict whether or not Tyson would repeat this behavior in the future. Tyson's MMPI results conclude that Tyson experiences depression, sadness, he tends to blame others for problems that his anger caused, has instances of faulty judgment, and it was then found that Tyson suffered from dysthymia, which is a chronic form of depression and a cognitive disorder, and he has features of borderline personality disorder. These symptoms can include poor concentration, sleep disturbance, difficulty making decisions, and impulsive behavior. Treatment would include psychotherapy with no medication because of the side effects that antidepressants can give him. All in all, it's not possible to predict the future of someone's behavior, and a team of experts deemed Tyson was mentally fit to return to boxing. Tyson's request to be reinstated was supported by Magic Johnson and Muhammad Ali, and it resulted in the Nevada Commission reinstating Tyson's license to box.